Public interest, my opinion, commentary, truth. Welcome back to Nigel Christopher Investigates. My name is Nigel Christopher and today I'm investigating the Liberal Democrats, known as the Lib Dems for short. The Liberal Democrats have been invited to appear on this programme. However, they have decided to employ cancel culture. Therefore, they have cancelled themselves. The doorstep secret. Will Forster is the Liberal Democrat MP for Woking in Surrey. There seems to be a lot of woke in Woking. Indeed, the voters have not woken up. He was contacted to offer his political viewpoint on this programme and chose to cancel himself by not replying. I contacted him by email, Royal Mail and recorded delivery at the Houses of Parliament. Will Forster MP verbally told me on the doorstep being part of the EU deters illegal immigrants because of the Dublin III arrangement. Between 2015 and 2020, over 5 years, 162 asylum seekers were returned from Ireland to the UK, and 154 were sent from the UK to Ireland, resulting in a net change of just 8 people. You can fact check this information on the RTE link provided below. Now, Home Office figures show slightly different amounts. However, they are still appalling. For some reason, Will Forster MP never mentioned these figures. I wonder why he kept that part a secret. I wonder why the Liberal Democrat Member of Parliament for Woking, namely Will Forster, has not answered my kind invitation to appear on this programme. Now, there's a question. The tactics some politicians employ include playing for time, ignoring the question, and changing the subject. Sometimes unscrupulous MPs play for time and kick the can down the road. Indeed, any excuse will do, providing they get paid. Remember the 3 important words: abstain, abstain, abstain. Take our energy crisis, specifically the North Sea, which involves around 30,000 direct jobs and 100,000 supporting roles. That is 130,000 jobs in total. All 72 Liberal Democrats, including Mr. Will Forster, abstained and did not vote. The official division list shows they did not participate in the vote. As of 2025, the Liberal Democrats are the 3rd largest political party. They have over 3,000 councillors and 72 members of Parliament. You can fact check these figures at the parliamentary website. This tactic is used to garnish votes from both sides of a debate. Sadly, even today, voters fall for this trick. The Liberal Democrats used to be indecisive, but now they are not so sure. Can you imagine the following scenario? This is Captain Liberal Democrat of the Titanic. We are going to sink in 3 minutes. We shall not be launching the lifeboats for health and safety reasons. The water is far too cold. However, we cannot stay on board because we are about to sink. So we will be holding a meeting to ensure a safe outcome. Our policy will be to abstain on both of the 2 available options. Michael Grievens, Border Control and the ECHR. Don't confuse the Liberal Democrats with the British Democrats. They are very different, like chalk and cheese. The Liberal Democrats support unlimited numbers of people across the Channel. whilst the British Democrats are totally opposed to this waste of taxpayers' money. The British Democrats put local people first, whilst the Liberal Democrats put the British taxpayer of all colours last in the queue. Why? Because there is no magical money tree and illegal immigrants take top priority. The Lib Dems support unlimited numbers of people across the Channel and insist on remaining part of the ECHR. We have to leave the ECHR to stop this from happening. There is no other way. We cannot resolve this problem until we leave the ECHR. A link is provided to the Liberal Democrat website for your convenience so you can fact check this information. I've got a 10-year investigation which has been ongoing. The last 10 years I've been investigating many illegal immigrants all over the country. Areas I have visited include Heathrow Airport, Gatwick Airport, Southend and Penally, located near Tenby in Wales. When questioned, they all wanted to have a better life. They clearly stated the UK is a rich country and can well afford it. Actually, I bear them no grudge, and neither should you. It's your vote, you decide. Voters of all colours voted for this madness, in many instances without reading the Liberal Democrat manifesto. I have had the privilege and honour to speak to so many illegal immigrants. There was just one question which I never understood. Indeed, I was curious. So I asked them an important question, namely, why would you risk your life and leave the people you love behind? The clear answer given to me was simple. They will bring their families with them later when they're more settled. Thanks be to the ECHR, which the Liberal Democrats fully support. There may well be millions of worldwide eligible refugees who will meet the criteria to gain entry to the UK. A link to the think tank Migrant Watch is attached so you can check the facts and the statistics. There's an army of illegal immigrants arriving in the UK every year. The question is, will you vote Liberal Democrat to enable them to settle in the UK? You are the voter. You decide. I would like to consider the legal and crime aspect. Undocumented terrorists, sex offenders and criminals are invading our country on rubber dinghies from France across the Channel. We have 10,500 foreign nationals occupying our prisons, proving that gaping open border policy does not work. Prescribed foreign powers send sleeper cells of terrorists with ease to attack the UK and our democracy. Our security services have to be lucky every time. Terrorists only have to be lucky just once. The Sun reported at least 208,000 offences ranging from rape to robbery were carried out over 5 years by non-Brits. A link below has been enclosed so that you can fact check this article. It's always tempting to blame lawyers and judges. However, a barrister takes an oath to give the best possible defence. Judges simply interpret the law. Speaking to a barrister who regularly assists illegal immigrants, in his word, slaves, he stated that they use the ECHR to defend cases. They often go to appeal, even if there is no hope of a positive outcome. The ECHR even stops prisons keeping extremists under control when they are behind bars. They too have human rights, which should of course be replaced by a British Bill of Rights. The financial cost to the taxpayer. MPs pay. Remember, some MPs only care about being re-elected. There are good and bad MPs. However, you don't need to read or write to qualify. People of all colours are taxpayers, and people of all colours are voters too. You decide who represents your views. MPs are paid a huge salary and mouth-watering pensions at taxpayers' expense. As of the 1st of April 2026, the basic annual salary for a Member of Parliament is £98,599, nearly £500,000 over 5 years. You can fact check this figure on the link provided by the parliamentary website. Have a look at that. They receive a defined benefit, salary-based, mouth-watering gold-plated pension, offering up to 1/40th of final salary per year of service. Please don't worry about the Liberal Democrat MPs and other politicians. Their pensions are all paid for by you, the taxpayer. The trillions in national debt, don't be fooled by the Liberal Democrat councillors and MPs when they tell you the money comes out of this budget and that budget. This is a typical distraction technique. You have to pay for all of this out of your taxes. Such tactics are unforgivable. Legal fees can be as high as £100,000 per person. The cost of one illegal immigrant over a lifetime can sometimes exceed £1 million. This figure includes inflation and the cost of borrowing the money via the gilts market, which is taxpayers' debt. Housing costs, gas, electricity, council tax, translation costs, NHS, prison accommodation, etc. Please pay close attention to the UK debt clock, since the money has to be paid for by you. If you have a pension, be aware the gilt market is used. Effectively, this is taxpayers' debt, which you, your children and your children's children will be forced to pay. For reasons of clarity, I would rename government debt as taxpayers' debt because you, the taxpayer, are forced to pay via your taxes. The repayments have increased from 4% to over 5.84% to pay for government overspending, including illegal immigrants crossing the channel. We are not talking millions, we are talking billions, which cannot therefore be spent on the NHS and education. UK debt is clearly catastrophic. Greece ignored all of these facts and had to write off 70 to 90% of the value of government debt. Pension funds and investors took devastating losses, resulting in poverty. Attached is a link to the Bank of England so that you can verify these facts. The debt is frightening and staggering, over £3 trillion. You can fact check this information using the link below. It's entitled Debt Clock. If you overborrow, eventually somewhere someone loses out. That someone is usually you. And there are solutions. The right way, I believe, is demonstrated by the Homes for Ukraine scheme. The UK has now accepted over 200,000 illegal immigrants across the Channel. I have 4 Ukrainian refugees in my home for the last 3.5 years. The scheme, which I fully support, it ensures that all applicants must be vetted before permission to enter the UK is granted. They don't take up hotels and must find a suitable sponsor. Sponsors like myself undergo criminal record checks. The sponsor is paid a token thank you payment. We can all do our bit if we choose to. The hard left extremists will protest and shout racist, racist, racist. However, they won't take them into their own homes. Please don't sponsor someone in your own home if you cannot sacrifice the loss of your privacy. It is a big commitment to make. However, I have no regrets whatsoever. Ironically, so many of the hard left blatantly refuse to follow my example. Once again, they abide by the old adage, do as I say, not as I do. They should practice what they preach. There is a solution: declare a national emergency and withdraw from the ECHR. The Rwanda scheme was proven to act as a deterrent. The Liberal Democrats strongly opposed the UK government's Rwanda scheme, calling it immoral, unworkable and extortionately expensive. This scheme was scrapped, but remember, before the Rwanda scheme was introduced, it proved to be a massive deterrent. According to research by Migrant Watch UK, the net annual rise in illegal immigration is nearly equivalent to the size of the full-time British Army, Air Force and Navy. £100,000 should be issued for crossing the channel in rubber dinghies. Even if they don't have the money, it's still a deterrent. Anyone who crosses the channel should never be permitted to apply for asylum, no matter what the reason. They've passed through so many safe countries. This action will save lives. All MPs should be forced to answer a question truthfully, as if they are in a courtroom. When questioned by a barrister, if they don't answer the questions, the consequences must be serious. For example, a massive fine and, in extreme cases, imprisonment. Unscrupulous MPs won't like that one. Donald Trump, like him or loathe him, personally I like him. He took just 1 month to stop illegals entering the USA. That's the difference between a talker and a doer. The Liberal Democrats simply waffle, grumble and perambulate, and don't forget that important word, abstain. There are alternatives. British Democrats at a local level restore Britain and reform UK. I put their website links below. You are the voter. You are in charge. Remember, you get what you vote for. If you voted for the Liberal Democrats and you genuinely want as many illegal immigrants crossing the channel, costing up to £1 million per person over their lifetime, then it should be all right to vote in favour of this. If you believe that the government's first responsibility is to protect their people, then clearly actively encouraging undocumented migrants to the UK is deeply flawed. We cannot resolve this problem until we leave the ECHR. My advice to you, the viewer: peaceful protests are the fundamental foundation of our society. Do attend well-organised peaceful protests. Don't drink alcohol. Carry spare supplies of water. Don't wear face coverings. This is a tactic often employed by the extreme hard left troublemakers. Follow the advice and instructions given by the police and professional organisers. Don't forget your patriotic Union Jack flag. Please remember, there are fifth columnists operating inside our country. These are individuals or organisations who secretly support our enemies and work to undermine us from within. You are the voter. You decide. I urge all voters to write to your MP and highlight your concerns. Words and emails can and do make a difference. They worry about their next pay packet. Please remember to treat all politicians with dignity and respect, no matter what political opinions they hold. If you've enjoyed watching this program, please press the subscribe button and tell all your friends about it. If you haven't enjoyed the content, please go back to the beginning of the video and press the play button. You have probably missed some important points and need to watch the programme again. I shall look forward to seeing you next time on Nigel Christopher Investigates.